it's Corey from Little River Cottage, and I thought I would do a wee video diary of going into the hive for the first time since bringing the colony back to their new apiary site. When I say going into the hive, I've already been into the hive. They've been fed consistently every week, and I've gone into the top brood box, which is separated from the bottom brood box by the queen excluder, because that's where they're building out the comb for their winter store. So that's looking all healthy, and they're really doing a great job there. But this is the first time the sun's been out and it's been warm enough to actually get into that bottom brood box and check out the queen activity. That's what I'm really looking for. That's what I've been waiting for, so I'm a little excited and also a little nervous because it is the first time being able to get in there, and we'll see how any of the brood is, if there is any brood, and do a pricking test just to check to see how those behavioral strips have been reacting within the hive to Varroa. Yeah, so let's get to it. I have made up a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar syrup solution and have placed in some bean nutrients into that, which will help provide some really essential amino acids and proteins to an otherwise very carb heavy solution. And this will help, well, I'm hoping it's going to help strengthen the hive and the colony. But this is the first time that I've actually been using anything like this, so we will just be monitoring and seeing how it's going. But having looked into that top brood box and seeing how they've been building out that comb, it's looking good. Yeah, and they're still bringing in pollen at the moment, which is just beautiful, so we'll see if we can get some shots of that too. This is the location of the apiary. I actually built a electric fence around the beehives because we have two Wiltshire horn sheep, and I didn't want them rubbing up against the hive and disturbing the hive or potentially knocking it over. So yeah, that's really proved handy, and it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be to build. A lot of fun. And when I chose this particular space for the apiary site, it is probably one of the best places on our property for sun, especially going into winter. And as you can see, it's got a lot of sun, and it's going to get even a lot more. Goes all the way up into there, and the sun just travels down there, so it's pretty much all day sun, and that's what they need. My leather gloves are gone through the wash at the moment, so I'm just using these gloves. I want to get to a point where I'm not using gloves at all. I find the leather gloves to be really bulky and cumbersome and you know, intrusive. Not for me, but for the bees. These they're not, but they're also very thin, so it really does make you take your time when you go into the hive. Nothing's rushed at all. very slow movements, and a gentleness. It's, you know, be present. And this is the one place where I just feel, other than when I take photos and well, with my photography, I feel present when I'm in the hive, and it's all about mindfulness, and I really love it. But she gets stung, and I'm a little allergic, so yeah, the goal is not to get stung. Okay. So they've gone through all of that sugar syrup, which is unsurprising, but you know, it was nearly 6 litres, so they're definitely loving it. Let's see what's in that top brood box, and hopefully they've built up some more frames, and their winter store is getting it together. Hi girls. Hi. Woo. Look at you lot. Starting to cap all that honey. Looks good. Look at them. They're so calm. They are so calm. I love how calm my bees are. Okay, guys. Nice and warm. Did I just take some off here? I must have. Well, I got stung, and that's all the propolis. You can see it all. It's very, very sticky. Yep. Ow. It's gonna swell up. I've got some antihistamines inside, so I'll make sure that I take a couple of those before I go off to work this afternoon. It's a good one. My fault. Oof. Well, those gloves are really useless, so I don't recommend buying them, to be honest. They're single use, so that's not cool, and they tear very easily, so they can't handle the stickiness from the propolis, and I don't want to open that bottom brood box without having proper PPE on, because that's where the queen is, and that's where they're going to become the most agitated. So I'm going to take a moment, go and get the spare set of gloves that are my partner's, and relight the smoker that's gone out, and tackle this properly. Not to be rushed. So, smoker is going. when it burns a little bit too hot, you've got to be quite careful because you don't want to, you know, burn the bees. This is a little bit too hot, so I'm just going to put some grass in there, and that will cool the temperature down. You've got to be like super careful because it's very hot. And on top of bee stings, you can get 3rd-degree burns from the damn thing. You know, there's a lot of hazards. That's why you identify hazards when you fill out your apiary diary. It's constantly, it's better. It's constantly, you know, learning, identifying hazards and how to minimize those risks, not just for the bees, but for yourself. I'll build a rail for the smoker next. These are my partners, they're a bit big for me. That's good, I'll wash them and they'll shrink down. Whoa, that's a good weight. It's nice and heavy. Woo! The amount of pollen in here is just remarkable. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, the color is beautiful. This is one of the original frames that came with the nuke in the hive. Oh my gosh. Girls. The weather's still nice. Warm enough. A little bit of brood. Lots of nectar, the pollen's amazing. Yes, we have larvae. Brood pattern's okay. We'll test a little bit of the brood in a little bit further, but we've definitely got young larvae. I'm not going to like it too much, but I am. Sorry guys. And so that test was fine. It was healthy. No varroa in there. So we're just going to move along. We will do a string test as well. Just, you know, see how that's going. I don't like to do a lot of this, but it's necessary. I don't want to disrupt the hive, but I'm in it, so I am disrupting it, you know. Just gonna pop that back in there for a minute. To see a cell in there that's sort of concerning me a little bit, so I am just going to do a prick test, and I'm going to check for American foul brood. getting a bit cold, the sun's going down, so I'm gonna just hurry up here and close it off and give them their space back. Okay. Feeding with a 2:1 sugar solution. Well, actually it's a 1:1. 1 kg to 1 litre. They deserve that after the big annoyance that I just gave them. It tells me it's getting late, and I'm going to be late for work. Then we'll close it up. Well, I hope you liked that small little insight into the Lilybet hive and what I do. Here's it's that good for mental health that you lose time. And when you work full-time as a photographer and everything's scheduled and you've got timing, you have to be somewhere, and then you get into your hive and the next minute you're like, it's going to take me 56 minutes to get to where I need to go, and I can't go in my bee suit. So I may be a little late for my appointment, but it was worth it. It's put my heart at ease, just being able to get in there and have a wee look around. Obviously, you know, a tripod would really help me to document what it is that I'm doing, and I'm going to look into that. Definitely could see the areas of opportunity in filming it and creating a visual diary as well as a written diary. So I'll only get better as each visit goes on, I suppose. But for now, that's it. Can't wait to write this one up in my Apiary record sheet. Some beautiful pollen and nectar. It's really nice to see what they're gathering around here, since they've only been on this apiary site now for, well, since the 22nd of March. So a month. Yeah, it's amazing what they can do in a month, but I'm pretty happy. All right. See ya.